This is a project that I've been playing around with for a long, long time. And what I want to do is I want to go over the best general purpose universal loadout kit for a LBE, for an H harness load bearing equipment setup. And part of the motivation here, well, part of the motivation is that I just love LBE. But another part of the motivation is I am slowly dragging my feet into cutting down on my gear. Uh, if you're one of my five faithful, you know I have a problem and I have way too much gear. And as I get older, um, I just realized that I need to divest of some of this stuff. And so I'm the first part of that process is to pick what I want to keep. And when it's all over, I'm sure I'll keep way more than I should, but I need to just pick the stars, the stuff that I really feel like is important, and the rest I need to start divesting of. So to begin that process, we need to build a kit that I feel like I could outfit any LBE circumstance. And yes, you can go buy kits. There's some great stuff out there, especially the military surplus, where you can buy the entire kit. And hundreds of dollars maybe, but you would have everything you would need to outfit a rifleman, to outfit a machine gunner, to outfit a corpsman or medic, to outfit, a recce or a recon. I mean, a defensive position, that kind of thing. And that's what I'm going to try to do is build a kit like that, but also geared for hiking, um, manning the defensive perimeter, hunting, just any situation that might come up. I want to have a kit where I can mix and match and put together the proper LBE for that circumstance. Now the bones or the skeleton that we're going to build this on is going to be this H harness kit right here, and this is the Defensor Fortis uh, version 2. And if you watched my recent video where I compare the DFLCS version 1 and version 2, I feel that version 2 has a little bit on version 1. They both have their bright points, and I would be happy with either one, version 1 or version 2, but I just really feel like the version 2 is the one I want to go with. So this is going to be the bones, the skeleton of the set or kit that we're going to build. Now the first thing we need to do is to get our H harness ready to go. Now I've already fitted this for me, and I have the proper length on all the straps, and what we need to do now is strap maintenance. Now this kit comes with some strap holders, some Velcro holders, both in the front and the back, and for some reason they did not do that on the front shoulder strap cords or straps. That's okay, because you can build your own. You can either grab some nice Velcro. This is probably a 0.75 inch, maybe it's a 1 inch Velcro. Yeah, it's about a 1 inch. You could do that, or you can actually buy aftermarket bands. These seem to be two different color that do the same job. And what you do is take that apart and slide that up there, and you have an elastic band that you can tighten up your excess strap. Strap maintenance is important, and that's something we just need to go ahead and do. All right, so we have our strap maintenance done, and here's the neat thing about the way I've got this set up. It is set up for me, and it is set up so that there is as little gap between the PAL area on either side, and there's as little gap right here in the front as possible where the two snaps are. And there's a couple of good things about that. The first is that you're saving precious PAL's real estate. I want as much PAL's opportunity as I can get going around this thing so that I can get as much gear, or I have the opportunity to get as much gear on my waist as possible. The second thing is, if I set this up, the way I would wear it, say with a cami uniform, then it gets cold and I decide I'm going to wear a jacket or some sort of undergarments that's going to make my waist larger. I've got plenty of room here to expand. I just undo these and expand it that way. So I set it up for just me with a combat shirt on, and then I can go from there and expand as I see fit. Here again is the H harness from the back. Again, you see I've got the maximum amount of PALS area. Got a little bit back here, and if you did see the video where I compare the two, you'll see why I just really think this is a great H harness. All right, next we're going to start looking at the pouches that we're going to choose for our kit. And there are certain pouches I've talked about here on the channel that I just think are real all-stars. And I think it's real important to pick a couple of pouches and repeat them rather than have this specialty pouch and this specialty pouch and this specialty pouch. Find the general purpose pouches that can do just about anything, and then have multiple of them in twos in your kit. Now, why in twos? Well, because it's about balance. You really need to make sure you balance this thing out. Just like if you were, setting up a boat or you're setting up a vehicle, you want balance. Setting up, a motorcycle for a long drive, and you've got the saddlebags. You want a horse. If you have a pack horse, you definitely have to have balance. And so you want to have a balance in weight, and you want to have a balance in bulk, and you need to make sure that you can get to your gear. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. One of the things I like about this harness is this extra piece of PALS webbing up here. It's not exactly the way I would want it. I feel like there's a little bit of quality control. If you notice, there's too big a gap here. But it's great because it allows you to put some gear up. And what you want to do with your gear is you want to have it up in the front, and then as you go back, you want it going down. And that's simply about your arm being able to reach around and access a pouch. So you want your shorter pouches going backwards. Does that make sense? Now, these are the 3 pouches in my collection that I consider to be all-stars, and that I consider to be just the ultimate when it comes to outfitting an LBE kit. Now, you'll notice you don't see a butt pack here or a small backpack or anything like that. That's because I'm focusing right now on pouches that can be repeated. As I said before, look at collecting these in twos because you want to go for balance of weight and bulk. And the first one, this is the Tactical Tailor General Purpose Pouch Large, I think is what it's called. And there are other people that make it, but it is a takeoff, I guess, or a homage to the British kidney pouch. And it's just a very simple pouch, but it's got a lot of good features. Of course, it's got that Tactical Tailor black inside, and it's got Velcro, but the Velcro is covered up so you don't have to use it. And you'll notice that Velcro is not something that I lean toward anymore. I know everybody loves Velcro. When it first came out, I did too. But we've learned that it's only got so much of a life, and the life of the Velcro does not live up to the life of the pouch itself, and that's a big problem. And the other thing is the pouches are just so positively controlled and closed by Fastex buckles, whereas Velcro, you can snag this on a branch and the Velcro can rip up. Very unlikely to happen if the pouch is secured with Fastex. So I've made sure that all the pouches either are Fastex buckle, well, they don't have to be Fastex, but they're buckles, plastic buckles, or snaps, or something like that, instead of or in addition to the Velcro. And I also like the ability to knock the Velcro out of the loop. So, see, I don't have to have the Velcro. I don't care for it from a tactical standpoint, but also from just a life standpoint. So this is the Tactical Tailor general purpose pouch. And there's not much you can't put in here. This is about half the size of the Venerable butt pack, and it'll hold a lot. It'll hold a very large water bottle. It'll hold a medical kit and your magazines. It'll hold a ton of stuff. This is one of those pouches that you could put nothing but these pouches on a piece of LBE and do wonderful. You really could. I mean, there's really nothing you could not carry without moving toward a backpack that you couldn't carry in these. It would be a wonderful, just this, nothing else. And I'm going to show you that setup. The next is the saw pouch. Now, this is a version of the saw pouch. There's tons out there. And if you watch my last couple videos, you'll know that this is a Franken pouch. The original Air Force saw pouch comes with two separate cover flaps, and I didn't like that. So what I did is I sewed a piece on that not only secured my two cover straps together, but now I also have some PALS webbing up here so that I can molly a small pouch up there. And I have some ideas for what I would put up there. But a saw pouch, whether you go with this one or another version, and I recently did a video on different saw pouches, it's amazing what you can get in there. You know, some of them come with these little Velcro dividers. If not, you can make your own dividers if you need them. But there's just a lot you can get in. That's a big pouch, and it's a good shape. And then last but not least is the tried and true general purpose / canteen pouch. And this is a wonderful, wonderful pouch. It's made to hold the canteen and the canteen cup, but it also can be used. You can put M4, M16 magazines in there. You can put a really good IFAK in there. It comes with these two extra pouches on the side, which are very generous on their own. That'll hold quite a bit. This is just a great pouch. And this is, again, just like the Tactical Tailor. I can see a kit of nothing but these pouches. Matter of fact, if you go back and look at some of the Vietnam era SOG setups, those guys very often would carry nothing but the old Vietnam era canteen pouch, nothing but, all the way around. And they were able to get a lot of ammo and water in there. And pretty much ammo and water was what it was all about. So these are the three pouches that I'm going to build my kit around. I think with these three, I can reach almost any need, any specialty need that my LBE might call for. All right, so there my H harness is spread out so you can see the whole landscape. And I'm going to show you some of the different iterations that I'm talking about. So there's the H harness with nothing but Tactical Tailor large general purpose pouches. You can get 6 on there, and that's just an amazing amount of gear that you can get onto that piece of real estate. And because the general purpose pouch Tactical Tailor makes has these rows of PALS webbing, you can add other small pouches so that you can add a couple of things that'll be right there, easy to get at. And I really like how, because of this piece here on this DF LCS, I can tier the pouches up so that they come up in front, as I said, and they go down and back. And that's just, that's an awesome piece of kit right there. You can carry a lot of gear. Now this is a configuration I'm really excited about. I could really see this for a recce, long range patrol, recon type thing. I mean, you've got kind of the best of both worlds. You got these large Tactical Tailor pouches, which will just hold so much. And then you've got the 2 saw pouches. And you can get 6 magazines in each one of these. Or you can do a kind of a combination. I mean, you can get, 3 magazines and a pretty nice IFAK in there. You can do all kind of mix and match. And these guys here, they'll hold tons of water. And I just think that is a great setup just one of my favorite ideas. And I think in the future I might have to actually set all this up, put the gear in it, and put it through its paces. Here's another way to go, where you put the canteen pouches in the back, and that might come in handy if you think you're going to be uh, in a vehicle every now and then. I mean, this obviously wouldn't be comfortable riding in a vehicle all the time, but if you knew that you just had to get in and out of a vehicle, maybe transport in and out of the area, then having something a little bit the less of a profile in the back might help a lot. And you still can do a lot with those canteen pouches. So there you have it. That is the nucleus of what will become my LBE kit. And I'm going to add a few pouches here or there. I'm going to look at some sort of butt pack configuration that could work both in the back on the belt, but also possibly work up on the panel there on the back. And I'm going to build out a kit that will go into a bag, and this will be my LBE. And until I get this, I can't really start divesting myself of extra gear. But this video is getting kind of long, and I don't like them to go too long, so I'm going to leave it here. And I may play around in the future some and show you some different iterations of what it would look like full and being worn. Hey, thanks for watching.